It's spooky season, witches! Any good witch needs an animal familiar. Longtime viewers will remember my beloved cat, the Meow, who died in 2014. Alas, I don't have the time right now to give my heart to a new, special, fuzzy someone, but I do like to dream about a time in the future when H.P. Fluffcraft and I will spend our days together, reading bedtime stories, binging shows on Netflix, and taking long walks on the beach. H.P. Fluffcraft, what are you trying to say, boy? Dogs have long been associated with death. Sometimes they are omens of future death and disaster, or they act as guardians or guides for the dead. One of the oldest examples is the Egyptian god Anubis, depicted as a jackal or a man with the head of a jackal. Anubis was the Egyptian jack of all death trades, jackal of all death trades. I try. Anubis was the ruler and protector of the land of the dead, but also oversaw the complicated embalming and mummification process the Egyptians used. Anubis also presided over the weighing of the heart ceremony, in which a deceased individual's afterlife fate was determined. In this ritual, the person's heart was placed on a scale opposite the feather of truth to be judged. If the heart was heavier than the feather, then access to the afterlife was denied. But if it balanced out with the feather, the heart would be returned to its owner, who would then be allowed to continue on to the afterlife. So this dog presided over all parts of your postmortem care, really. In ancient Greece, it was the giant three-headed dog, Cerberus, that guarded the gateway to the underworld. Cerberus is often depicted alongside the river Styx, which of course is the mythological boundary between the land of the living and the dead. Certain dogs get a bad rap historically, and I'm not just talking about the three-headed ones. In folklore, and even in literature, like The Hound of the Baskervilles, for instance, the appearance of a large black dog with glowing eyes was an omen of certain death. There are dozens of local legends throughout Europe and all over the US of spectral dogs whose howls signal death or disaster, or foretell the death of an individual who is unfortunate enough to spot one. People have gotten pretty creative with the naming of their local doom dogs, like Bloody Tongue, Hairy Jack, or Guy Trash Girt Dog. I like that one. Now, some legends cast these spectral canines in a more positive role, as guardians of the dead, roaming the graveyards to protect the dead from vandals or body snatchers. Who's a good Guy Trash Girt Dog? You get those body snatchers. For the Aztecs, dogs weren't just companions in life, but also in death. Unlike the common belief that an individual's afterlife destination was determined by how a person lived their life, for Aztecs, what mattered most was how a person died. Most people were relegated to an underworld destination called Mictlan, but it wasn't easy to get to. It was believed that the soul's journey to Mictlan would take 4 long years, and in order to get there, souls of the dead would have to overcome many difficult obstacles, including crossing a dangerous river. It was here that the deceased would be helped across this final leg of their journey by, you guessed it, an elephant. No, kidding, it's a dog. Hi, can I request Guy Trash Girt Dog? Thanks. Now cats, of course, yes, cats, also have their ties to death. Being independent, sassy, and mysterious creatures, I see myself there, really. The characteristics of cats defied common belief during the Middle Ages that animals were placed on Earth to serve and obey man. Good luck getting a cat to do that. In the 15th century, Edward, the Duke of York, wrote of cats,
"Their falseness and malice are well known, but one thing I dare well say, that if any beast has the devil's spirit in him, without a doubt, it is the cat."
Because cats are independent, sassy, and mysterious, they have taken the blame for spreading bad luck and even stealing corpses and souls. According to Scottish and Irish folklore, mourners must always be on the lookout for the Cotchi, a fairy that manifests as a large black cat with a white spot on its chest. The Cotchi is determined to steal the soul from a corpse before it passes to the afterlife, so people would go to great lengths to prevent this from happening. Friends and family would keep watch over the corpse and play games or sing songs to distract the cat from its intended errand, and stash catnip in rooms located furthest away from the corpse. Not sure if your loved one is headed for heaven or hell? Just check out the nearest cat. If a cat is seen climbing up a tree near a place where a person died, they're on their way to the pearly gates. But if a cat's seen climbing down a tree, you can be sure their handbasket is packed for hell. In Japan, Nikomata, or kasha, were folkloric figures that appeared as cats who would descend upon funeral processions, riding on carts, engulfed in flames, to steal the corpse away. Sweet. Families would place rocks on top of coffins to prevent the kasha from taking the bodies. One of the most enduring cat legends is that of the demon cat, who haunts the US Capitol building, making his home in the crypt that was originally intended to entomb the body of President George Washington. Stories of the demon cat, or DC, you see what I did there? Because it's the District of Columbia, never mind, date back to the 1860s, when a night watchman claimed to see a black cat that appeared to grow in size as it approached him. The cat, now the size of a large tiger, moved to jump on the watchman, but mid-pounce, mysteriously vanished. Since then, the mysterious DC has been known to appear before both presidential elections and national tragedies, including the assassinations of both President Lincoln and Kennedy. Who is your favorite historical death animal? Also, happy Halloween, Dia de los Muertos, All Saints, whatever it is you celebrate or practice. As long as it's sort of deathy. This video was made with generous donations from death enthusiasts just like you.